So you probably already think you know which tablet wins here. The iPad Pro has been the obvious choice for years. But this year, two things changed that could completely flip the answer. We're breaking this down into 6 parts. And if you're buying a tablet for any of these reasons, you'll know which one actually makes sense for you. So let's get into it. The first category should be an easy win for Samsung. The Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra has one advantage the iPad Pro simply can't match: size. That 14.6-inch 16:10 display is built for watching content because more of the screen is actually usable. Movies feel bigger, and you spend less time looking at black bars. But here's where Samsung's advantage disappears. The iPad Pro has the better display quality. Its tandem OLED display looks more premium, with better brightness, consistency, and HDR support. Plus, it's noticeably lighter, and that matters when you're holding a giant tablet on the couch. Samsung also has another practical advantage. The anti-reflective coating comes standard, while Apple's best display finish costs extra. So for watching movies and content, the Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra is the better experience. But if you want the absolute best display quality in the lightest package, the iPad Pro still wins. Now, if you're buying a tablet for writing, notes, or documents, this is where Samsung has a huge advantage right out of the box. The S Pen comes included, so you can start writing the second you open it. With the iPad Pro, the tablet isn't even complete until you spend another $130 on the Apple Pencil. Samsung also handles the annoying parts of note-taking better. Galaxy AI can clean messy notes, turn recordings into searchable text, and summarize documents when you need information faster. Add split screen and quick screen-off memos. And the whole experience feels designed around getting things done. The iPad still has an excellent pencil experience, especially if you're already in Apple's ecosystem. But for students, meetings, and anyone who writes a lot, Samsung gives you more immediately and saves you money doing it. Now, if you're actually creating on a tablet, this is where the biggest difference between these two appears. The Tab S12 Ultra is still impressive here. You get a massive canvas, an included S Pen, and enough tools for casual artists and everyday creativity. For sketching, annotations, and basic design work, it's more than capable. But here's the real reason creators still choose iPad. It isn't just the pencil, it's the apps. The Apple Pencil Pro feels much closer to a professional tool, and apps like Procreate, Final Cut, Logic Pro, and Affinity give creators workflows Android tablets still can't fully match. So if you're creating casually, Samsung gives you a lot of hardware for the money. But if your tablet is replacing your creative setup, the iPad Pro is still the one to get. Now, the big question: can either of these actually replace your laptop? Because Samsung and Apple are solving this problem in completely different ways. The Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra is the easier switch if you want something that feels like a computer. Samsung DeX is the reason for that. It gives you a desktop-style workflow with real multitasking, making the tablet feel much closer to a PC. Add the keyboard and it becomes surprisingly practical as a daily work machine. But here's the catch: the hardware feels like a computer. But Android apps don't always feel like computer apps. For email, documents, and browsing, it's great. But for more demanding workflows, the iPad pulls ahead. The iPad Pro takes a different approach. It gives you better support for professional workflows, fast external storage, and a more polished experience for demanding users. But it still runs iPad OS, not Mac OS. So it isn't a full laptop replacement either. So if you want a tablet that feels the closest to a PC, Samsung wins. But if you want a premium tablet built around professional workflows, the iPad Pro is still the better choice. Now, performance. And here's where things get interesting. The M5 on the iPad Pro is Apple's fastest chip, the same class of silicon they use in high-end Macs. So when you push these tablets harder, the iPad Pro pulls ahead. Video editing, heavy workloads, advanced graphics, and demanding games are where that extra power starts to matter. And there's another thing to think about. The Dimensity 9500 is an extremely powerful mobile chip, but it's still built around smartphone-class performance, even though Samsung is putting it inside a much larger tablet. So today, the gap might not feel massive, But if you're spending this much money and planning to keep your tablet for years, the iPad Pro is probably the more future-proof option because it has more room to grow. For gaming though, the story is a little different. The iPad has better hardware for advanced graphics and a stronger library of games that actually take advantage of its power. Samsung's advantage is flexibility. That huge widescreen display, cloud gaming, and the freedom Android gives you. So if you want the absolute fastest tablet with the longest performance lifespan, the iPad Pro M5 still wins. One thing people forget with a tablet this expensive, it often becomes a family device. And this is where Samsung has a surprising advantage. The Tab S12 Ultra has a much better shared device experience with separate profiles, better controls, and more flexibility for different users. The IP68 rating also gives you extra peace of mind when a tablet this expensive is being used around the house. The iPad fights back with Apple's stronger parental control system, especially if your family already uses Apple devices. So, if this tablet is going to be shared, Samsung makes more sense. But if you're already deep in Apple's ecosystem and want the best parental controls, the iPad still has the edge. Now here's the part most people forget when comparing these two. The tablet price is only the beginning. With the iPad Pro, the Apple Pencil Pro is another $129 purchase just to get the full tablet experience. Samsung includes the S Pen, so you can start writing immediately without spending extra. So the answer is actually simpler than you might expect. The Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra gives most people the features that matter every day without paying as much. But the iPad Pro M5 is still the choice if you need the absolute best performance, professional creative apps, and something with the most future headroom. And if you want to know what actually changed in the Tab S12 Ultra compared to last year, click right here, and I'll see you there.